Welcome to Friday Friends, RI Elder Info's weekly look at the organizations and individuals providing resources for Rhode Island seniors, caregivers, and professionals.
Oh, you caught me dancing. I love my intro music, and it just makes me kind of bebop. Happy Friday, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Friday, so you know that this is Friday Friends, where I, Executive Director of RI Elder Info, come on and interview organizations, people, and programs that you need to know more about. And we are a 501c3 nonprofit. You know that what we do would not be possible without the support of our sponsors. So I want to give a big shout out to Aetna. They are a wonderful Medicare program here in Rhode Island, and they really take care of the folks on their plans. Also, a big shout out to Oak Street Health. Oak Street Health has locations down in Warwick in the Christmas Tree Shop Plaza, a location on Broad Street in Providence, Branch Ave in Providence, and up in Woonsocket over by the Planet Fitness on Diamond Hill. They even provide transportation to the doctors. And we know that that's one of those things that can often be a big challenge to actually get to the doctor. So check out Oak Street Health if you're looking for a new physician. It is really comprehensive. Also, United Healthcare, another great insurance company here in Rhode Island. They are also a Medicare insurance company. And then we have Tamarisk Assisted Living. It's a wonderful little assisted living right over by the mall where they really take care of your family like their own family. And I encourage you to check out Sean and Susan over there if you have any questions about assisted living facilities. And what you're seeing here is done by the magic of 321 Media. And I have Ben Barber behind the scenes making this magic here happen. And if you visited rielderinfo.com or seen any of our graphics or fun things like that, that's the work of England Studio. They are an award-winning web design team. And I wanted to take a quick moment to just remind everybody that 1 week from tomorrow, on June 18th, we are doing our third annual Calling All Veterans Day event. It's going to take place right here and in person. Yay! COVID is almost past. At 2111 Plainfield Pike in Johnston, you'll see that there's big windmills, so you'll know you're in the right spot. It is going to be an amazing information and resource fair. There'll be military vehicles, military memorabilia, live music, raffles, concession stands. So lots of good stuff happening. And that's a week from tomorrow. And it's the Calling All Veterans Day event. It's for veterans, it's for their families, their caregivers, and the community to come by and just support our men and women who have served. So we have some amazing guests today. I have two different individuals that I'm going to be speaking with on two different programs. And in the month of June, we are working to raise awareness of elder abuse and fraud and those kinds of things to be able to protect our seniors. And this is a special week coming up, well, closing out this week. Can we bring up Christine from the Office of Healthy Aging? Hi, Christine. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Deb. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So tell everybody, what is SMP and why is SMP Week important?
Sure. So SMP is our Senior Medicare Patrol program. It is important because we are actually observing senior Medicare prevention fraud this week. It's all week. So we want to get the word out about our program and what we do. It's a national program, and what we do is we have volunteers and also staff throughout Rhode Island that helps educate beneficiaries, family, caregivers on how to stop Medicare fraud and to prevent it from happening to you.
Awesome. And so when you think about patrol, like I think of like, I don't know, the people in England with the big hats who are like walking back and forth kind of patrol, who is actually doing the monitoring for the fraud, and what can be the consequences of Medicare fraud?
So the monitoring is actually it's a two-step process. It's we educate Medicare beneficiaries on how to monitor their information. And if they suspect anything, they contact us, and from there we will report it to the federal government. If it's legitimate, the federal government, the OIG, will take it from there and do their investigation, and hopefully whatever case is brought to them is tried, and these individuals are brought to prosecution. So yeah, it's a two-step process. That's why we heavily rely on our volunteers as well. Without the support of our volunteers for this program, it probably wouldn't be in existence. So we have a huge volunteer force nationwide that helps just educate Medicare beneficiaries on how to protect their information.
And what can happen if someone gets a hold of an individual's Medicare card or their number? I know at one time the Medicare number used to even be people's social security numbers, which we know you should never ever give out to anybody. What could happen to somebody if someone gets their number?
So their information could most of the time be compromised. And what happens is these people get individuals, the Medicare beneficiaries' numbers, and they use them to submit fraudulent claims to get paid by Medicare, the federal government. And they also, the Medicare beneficiary could also, if they're not aware of what to look for, they could also be paying for these fraudulent claims, because they're going to get billed by their plan, whether it's Medicare, whether it's their Medicare Advantage plan. So if they're not looking at their Medicare summary notice or their explanation of benefits, depending on what plan they have, that gets sent to them, they could get charged without knowing if their information has been compromised. So if for any reason that they think their information be compromised, please reach out to us so we can investigate it. If we need to reach out to Medicare to get you a new number to make sure, that's what we will do.
So when you say the summary, is that the paperwork that says across the top, this is not a bill? And then it talks about, you went to go see, Dr. Jones, and Dr. Jones did lab work. Is that the summary you're talking about?
Yes, you will receive, if you are on original Medicare, you will receive a Medicare summary notice every 3 months. So it's important to look at that to make sure that all the charges on there are legitimate. Most of the time it's not a bill, but it's just letting you know that you'll possibly get charged for this, and then you'll get followed up with a bill. So if you see any potential charges on there that, oh, I didn't go to this doctor, I didn't go to the hospital, why is this on there? So you need to just watch out for that. If you see any suspicious activity, that's when you contact us so we can investigate it from there.
How did they get a hold of you? Or is there another slide that has that information, maybe?
Yes, if you could just go through the slides so I could kind of present more on
There
that.
you go.
Thank you. All right, so I just want to give some more information on our program and what we do, and just the overall issue of Medicare fraud. Medicare fraud is a huge issue. Billions of taxpayers lose money to improper claims every year. This puts the Medicare program at risk. In return, Medicare beneficiaries could result in higher premiums. Less money is available for any benefits, Medicare benefits in your plans. And also this could result in less quality of treatment that's available for you. So it affects everyone. People may not realize it, but it's huge impact to everyone. Next slide, please. So just to talk about Medicare identity theft. This is, as I was speaking earlier, this is when people take your Medicare number and misuse it for fraudulent claims and charge Medicare or charge your insurance company. When this happens, your Medicare number is in fact compromised, and you will need to reach out to Medicare to get a new number. And also, this issue will need to be investigated further. Also, like I said, that it has health impact. If for fraud, you could receive false diagnose. You could records showing treatment that never occurred. There's a big, huge issue on genetic testing. So you could get a false genetic test and come back with all this information of diseases or allergy issues that you may not actually have.
Oh, wow.
Um,
I didn't think about it in those terms
yeah,
that, if somebody's got your card and they go to the doctor and, that person maybe is allergic to bee stings. And now every time, you have any sniffle or sneeze, they're going to ask you if, you've been around bees or, things like that. It could really lead to some treatment that isn't applicable to you. I never thought about that.
exactly. Incorrect lab results. So there's a lot of information that is important for people to understand on what Medicare fraud can impact. Also, personal financial losses. If you're paying for bills for services that you never received, you could be doing this. Medicare could be paying for these services as well. So that's also a huge impact.
So if somebody's using it and there was like a copay on, I don't know, they went for an x-ray or ultrasound and they're using your card, you get the bill on that.
Correct.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. And if people don't know what to look for, they'll just pay it.
Right. Because for many individuals who may be watching, it's, that bill comes in and you have to like write out the check right away and mail it and then figure out the details later. But it may be a bill that you don't even owe.
Yes, exactly. So just an overview again on the Senior Medicare Patrol. This program is a federal program. It's administered by Administration for Community Living, ACL for short. Our office, the Rhode Island Office of Healthy Aging, oversees the SMP for the whole state of Rhode Island. And like I said, there are SMPs located in every state, 54 states across the nation. Next slide, please. So the SMP mission, our mission is to empower and assist Medicare beneficiaries, their families, and caregivers. We want to educate individuals on how to prevent and detect and report healthcare fraud, errors, and abuse. And then we do this. We have regional coordinators, and so we have 6 different regions throughout the state that we have volunteers and staff that conduct outreach, counseling, and education out in the community to make individuals aware of what the SMP program is about and what we offer, the services that we offer.
Where are those 6 places located around the state?
Sure. So we have Child and Family Services of Newport County. Mm-hmm. We have West Bay Community Action. We have Tri-County North and South. We have United Way of Rhode Island. We have East Bay Community Action Center, and we have the Diocese of Providence. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I don't think I missed anyone. So yeah.
Awesome.
So we're available statewide.
Awesome.
So there's a difference between Medicare fraud and Medicare abuse. Medicare fraud is intentionally billing Medicare for services that were not received or billing for a service at a higher rate than is actually justified. Medicare abuse is, next slide, please. Medicare abuse is providers supply services or products that are not medically necessary or that do not meet professional standards.
So if somebody, say, for example, is getting home care and their summary says that the nurse came out every day to, I don't know, do whatever home care nurses do.
Mhm.
But the reality is the nurse didn't come. Then that's a billing problem. That's something that people should call you about, right?
Yes. So if they know the nurse didn't come out and they're not sending anyone, then that's flagrantly fraud.
Okay.
So they're billing for services that were not conducted.
Okay.
So if they came out and they just didn't bill correctly on the services that were provided, that could be a case of abuse.
Okay.
So just some examples of fraud and abuse. So billing for service and supplies or equipment that were not provided, billing for excessive medical supplies, obtaining or giving a Medicare number for free services, improper coding to obtain a higher payment, unneeded or excessive x-rays and lab tests, claims for services that is not medically necessary, and using another person's Medicare number or letting someone else use your number.
Okay.
Next slide, please. So there's just some cases that I pulled that are recent that occurred in Rhode Island. There was a nurse practitioner who was charged allegedly $2.3 million in healthcare fraud scheme. They were improperly billing Medicare and Medicaid. Actually, no, just Medicare for not providing services, to just fraudulently submitting claims to get paid. And then another case, U.S. recovered $650,000 from a local provider who was billing Medicare and Medicaid for screening tests that were not provided. So I believe this case was they weren't locating in Rhode Island, but they were billing. I guess they had a doctor's office, and here Florida and another state, and they were just submit fraudulent claims to Medicare and Medicaid.
It never ceases to amaze me the creativity of scam artists.
Oh, I know. I know. If they could use that for something good, it would be better off.
Absolutely.
And so the biggest alerts right now that I want to make everyone aware of course, with COVID-19, us coming out of COVID-19, scammers took advantage of this. The big thing is Medicare does not charge for any COVID-19 services, whether it's testing. So people are taking advantage of this and billing Medicare for fraudulent tests or anything COVID related that shouldn't be. So this is big. Genetic testing I spoke on before. A lot of people are coming up, especially during like events, like senior events, big events. You'll have people there who will say, "Oh, do you want a genetic test? If this is free," and what they'll do is most of the time you'll never get the results, and they'll bill Medicare for the services because they'll ask you for all your information and then they will bill Medicare.
Wow.
And hospice fraud, this is very alarming. What is happening with this is you're having individuals having Medicare beneficiaries either signing off saying that they not realizing that they're being put in hospice, even though they're not terminally ill, so they could bill Medicare for their services. Or even that, not letting the family know that they're in hospice so they can, that their family member can get billed for the services. So that's a huge thing that's going on, which is very disturbing.
That is very disturbing.
Yes.
So it's obviously the fraud piece for someone to be billed it for hospice services that they're not receiving, but it's also a violation of patients' rights that if they are hospice eligible and are in need of hospice services, that individual has a right to know that. So that's just awful all the way around.
Exactly. Yeah. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe when I heard that one. And then there's just a list of more. They just keep popping up. Ambulance fraud. I actually had an individual a couple weeks ago call and say, I got billed. I came from the hospital and they said, oh, we have an ambulance service for you to bring you home. And then when he was able to just bring himself home, he didn't need an ambulance or anything. And of course, they billed him for that. So when doctors or hospital are sending you home in an ambulance, it's not necessary. Watch out to make sure that you are not getting billed for that. And if you don't need an ambulance, just deny that you need an ambulance to come pick you up, because they will charge you for that.
So I just want to touch on that real quick. So say somebody's in their house, they're feeling really sick, they dial 911, ambulance comes, takes them to the hospital. They didn't get there with their car, so they have to figure out a way to get back home. So they don't have to take the ambulance back home. They can call a friend or a family member to come get them, an Uber, a Lyft, a taxi, any of those. They don't have to take the ambulance back home.
No, if they don't find that it's medically necessary for them, they don't need to take it back.
Okay. But like if maybe you can't walk, and be able to get into your house, then it would kind of make sense if you needed an ambulance to get back into your house if
Yes.
you have a real mobility impairment. So
yes.
Awesome.
Another thing is durable medical equipment. This is huge. You get those individuals calling, do you need a back brace? Do you need any type of brace? We'll send it to you. You're eligible for this. Time is running out. I've had a couple of cases recently with this. And the scary thing about this right now is they're calling you with your information already. So what they're doing is they're verifying, oh, I have your Medicare information. I have your Medicare number, and they're verifying with you. And if that individual says, yes, that's my number, they got you. Oof. So you need to immediately hang up, because before the individual would have to supply that information. But now for somehow they were getting your information. And as long as you verify that is correct, next thing you know, you're getting all kinds of back braces and everything in the mail that you did not consent to, that they said is free. And then Medicare is getting charged for these braces.
And then those scam artists are really slick. Like, they do this professionally. It could be, hey, hi, Mary Smith, you're eligible for these things, and we have your number down as 12345. And Mary Smith will say, no, that's not my number. My number is 54321. Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. It's horrible. But then, just the Medicare marketing violations. Oh, so the big thing, especially during Medicare open enrollment, you constantly see those commercials. I'm so sick of those commercials. But you constantly see those saying, there's Medicare assistance programs out there, call this number. So there is Medicare assistance programs out there. But please don't call that number. Call us to verify if you're eligible. Every state is different when it comes to, for instance, the Medicare Premium Payment Program. So the Medicare Premium Payment Program is through the state, and it will pay, if you're income eligible, it will help pay for your Medicare Part B premiums. So that is a true program, but please contact us for that. There's also the Extra Help program through Social Security Administration, and that helps with your prescription costs if you're income eligible. So for any, if you need any type of assistance, please call a local agency instead of an agency that you see on the television. Unless
Jimmy Walker and Joe Namath aren't really going to try to sell me insurance?
Exactly. Please just contact someone local. We have services out of the senior centers throughout Rhode Island. So we're available everywhere. So that kind of touches base when it comes to our SHIP program, or State Health Insurance Assistance Program, to help educate Medicare beneficiaries on their healthcare options.
Awesome.
So the telehealth fraud, I won't continue with all these fraud, but just please be aware of all these fraud schemes that are going on. It's important. And like I said, they continue to be added on. So I want to teach everyone there's three steps to prevent healthcare fraud: to protect, detect, and report. Next slide, please. So to protect yourself and others from Medicare fraud, do treat your Medicare card and number like a credit card. Do watch out for identity theft. Do be aware that Medicare doesn't call or visit or sell you anything. Medicare does not call you. Social Security Administration does not call you. Unless you personally set up an appointment with these agencies and a time for them to call you, which can happen, I know that. Other than that, they do not cold call you. So anyone that's saying this is Medicare calling you, Social Security Administration, hang up immediately. Do be cautious of any offers for free medical services. As we know nowadays, nothing seems to be free. So please be aware on that and just pass this information on. Don't give out your Medicare number except to a doctor or any other Medicare provider that you know is legit. Don't carry your Medicare card unless you need it. If you're going to the doctor's office or the hospital and you know you need it. Other than that, there's no need for you to carry your Medicare card. And don't verify your Medicare information over the phone if they say that they already have your information. They're just calling you to verify it. Next slide, please. To detect, like I said earlier, you have your Medicare summary notices. You get this every 3 months if you have original Medicare. So please review it. Don't just throw it away. It's really important. If you have a Medicare Advantage plan, you will get your explanation of benefits. You will receive this from your health insurance plan every month, whether you have like Blue Cross, United Healthcare, you'll get this information from them every month. Like I said, so please review it. Don't throw it away. Any questions that you have on these bills, you can always contact, whether it's 1-800-Medicare, or you can contact the doctor's office directly to find out why you're getting billed for this. You can call your health insurance plan and be like, I don't know why I'm getting billed for this. And then it will start the process of looking into. You can also access your Medicare information on Medicare.gov. You can create an account. And then there's I have a wealth of information that you can contact me if you're interested. I have tips for protecting yourself and Medicare. I have this SMP healthcare tracker that you can track your doctor's visits when you go. That way, when you get your Medicare summary notice or explanation of benefits, you can review and say, oh, I didn't go to this doctor. I didn't go to the hospital at this point. Why am I getting billed for this? So you can compare what your notice is if you have a health tracker and you just track that information. If you want that, please contact me. My information is here. You can contact our statewide SMP line, which is 1-888-884-8721 to get this information sent to you. Next slide. To report a suspect Medicare fraud and abuse, call the provider or plan. Like I said, ask for an explanation on why you're getting this service billed to you. You never received this service. Contact your SMP. That is us, Rhode Island SMP. Like I said, this is our number. Go visit us at www.oha.ri.gov. Or you can contact other sources. You can contact your local law enforcement. You can contact 1-800-Medicare or the OIG hotline as well to report any fraud or abuse.
I didn't realize that this was so involved.
Yes, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Good. We're trying to educate. Yes. We're trying to get out there and educate people. So like I said, without our volunteers, we wouldn't probably be able to run this program. So anyone that's looking to volunteer, it doesn't take a lot of your time. You're just going out in the community and you're educating people. You can go out to events and just educating them people on the importance of fraud. You can tell your friends, your family. So if anyone's looking to volunteer as well, please contact us. We lost, unfortunately, a lot of our volunteers, which is a national issue since COVID. So please, if you're available to volunteer and want to make a difference in your community and how to educate people on fraud, please contact us.
That's awesome. And I was just going to say, is the best way to get a hold of you the christine.anderson@oha.ri.gov or the
Yes.
462-0530?
Yes, please.
Awesome. And what's the criteria for volunteering?
So the criteria for volunteering is, I mean, we don't really have it. So we do a BCI check. We do a background check. We check references. But other than that, just someone who is willing to volunteer their services and willing to learn. I mean, and just someone who has an interest of fraud will be beneficial as well, because you're constantly learning about new fraud alerts that are occurring. So,
and those scam artists are always creating new things.
Exactly.
Yep. Now, do your volunteers need to be a particular age, or do the people that you're helping need to be a particular age?
Nope. We don't discriminate on age at all. Anyone who wants to volunteer can volunteer. We even take minors with their parents' consent.
Oh, wow.
if they want to. But yes.
That's awesome. And I'm thinking, like, a lot of the honor students have to do volunteer work, a certain number of volunteer work. So if this is something that, those honor students are looking for credit to go out and do community education on this, that would be awesome.
Yes, exactly. Most of our volunteers that we have now are older, which is great because they can relate to one another, other Medicare beneficiaries in the community. But like I said, it doesn't matter. As long as you're willing to volunteer your time, we appreciate it.
That is awesome. I've learned a lot today, Christine. I'm really glad you were able to come on. And I just wanted to just double check again that the contact information for you is christine.anderson@oha.ri.gov, or they can call you directly at 462-0530.
Yes.
That is awesome. I know you have to get to another meeting, so I really appreciate you coming on today and sharing this information. It is amazing to me the wide variety of ways scam artists work.
I know. I know.
They have advanced degrees in scamming.
I know. So yes, everyone, please watch out for these scammers out there, and just keep your Medicare information safe. And call me with any questions or concerns, or if you want to volunteer.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Well, everybody, stay with me because I have another special guest today. I'd like to invite up Jenny Mercado from the Office of Healthy Aging. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Deb. How are you?
Awesome. So tell everybody about your wonderful program that I've been cheering for years.
I know. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm the Senior Companion Program for the State of Rhode Island Office of Healthy Aging. The Senior Companion Program is a volunteer program. It's basically it's a friendly visitor program. They provide friendship, support at home. They provide transportation to anyone who is homebound, who is not able to drive, who might need assistance, just being out in the community, being active, and also preventing isolation.
Okay. And we know that social isolation is one of those things that can often lead to elder abuse. And I think it's really important for folks to understand, like, having a companion, a senior companion, is really important. So how does someone go about applying to have someone come in to be a companion?
It's very easy. The only thing we require is that that person is over 60 or disabled.
Okay.
And that they are not able to drive. Other than that, we don't check any income guidelines or anything because the program is free.
Oh,
for the
okay.
recipients. And basically, they can just call my office and give me some information, basic information, phone number, emergency contact, and address. We do have a referral form that we can fill out, but it's basic information. And they can just call me 462-0569. And also the point. They can also always call the point.
Okay. And so for the companions, what kind of tasks can they do for the person that they're visiting in their home? Like, do they do personal care or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Because it's a volunteer program, they can only provide companionship because basically this is to prevent isolation and to make sure that the folks are staying longer in their own house without going to a nursing home, but just providing companionship. Just read a book together. They can go out and have a cup of coffee, lunch. They provide transportation if they need to go to grocery shopping, doctor's appointment, if they need to go to the bank, maybe just take a walk on the park. That's what they provide. They do not provide any personal hygiene or any housekeeping. They can do light housekeeping, but no, nothing that they can take away from all the services that get paid.
So the senior companion, they can help you get to the doctor, or, sometimes there's procedures that you're having done at the doctor's office, and they say, you have to have a responsible adult waiting for you. Is that something that they're able to do? They can be that responsible adult for someone waiting in the waiting room?
Absolutely, yes. But it all depends on on the recipients. If they want the volunteer to stay with them, absolutely they can do that. They can provide the transportation if they want to wait there. They can. They can also come back and pick them up. And yeah, basically they can do that. It's all up to them, and it's like a friendship between the volunteer and the client, and they can arrange anything that they would like to do within the guidelines.
Nice, nice. So no personal care, but all those other things that we need I would say when we get older, but it's actually things that we need across our lifespan.
I know.
I,
Yes.
I've been that responsible adult waiting in the waiting room for someone who is having a procedure done, and it's not related to age. I think it's also, do you find that the person who is receiving the senior companion, that their life is improved for it?
Oh, yes, we do actually send out surveys, and we have to report that to the corporation. Which, by the way, the senior companion is goes on this senior corps.
Okay.
So it's a federal program that we actually have to provide information and reports and make sure that the program is actually working. But they do, once a client has a volunteer, they don't want to get rid of them because they do have that interaction, and the communication is very fundamental for them because that's sometimes they're so lonely that having a companion is life changing for them.
Absolutely. Just having someone to talk to, somebody to connect with,
Yes.
there's real value in that. I mean, there's studies that have said social isolation and loneliness is like smoking a pack of cigarettes every day.
Yes.
So
And
people,
also they found out once an adult goes to a nursing home,
Mhm.
is their health really declines very easy because they need that interaction. They need to be in a familiar place, which is their own home. And that's
Mhm.
what everybody wants. They want to stay home. They don't want to go to a nursing home or an assisted living when they can stay home, living independently and also safe.
Absolutely. So your senior companions, if somebody watching wants to be a senior companion, what do they need to do to apply to be a senior companion? I know the background check, but what
Yes.
other criteria is necessary?
First of all, they need to be over 55.
Okay.
And there is an income guideline that they have to be under. For one person, it's 27,000 a year. If they make more than that, they can still volunteer, but they will not receive the stipend.
Oh,
And
okay. So
the stipend helps a lot because it helps paying for gas. We also do mileage reimbursement. Mileage reimbursement, they get paid a stipend based on the hour that they do the services. So they have to go under that, be under that income guideline. They have to be over 55. They also have to be physically, they have to be healthy. We need a form from their doctor to make sure that they're okay, helping other adults. Also, we do a background check. So we do the state BCI, we do the FBI fingerprint, and the national sex offender. Everything is paid by the program, so they don't have to worry about paying for any of that stuff.
So the volunteer has an income guideline because as a volunteer, you can get paid to
Yes,
volunteer, a stipend, a small
yes.
stipend. So you can get paid to go be a volunteer, to be a companion to these folks. But the folks who are receiving the companion, they don't, their income doesn't make a difference.
It does not make a difference because it is free for them. And that's why we don't check anything regarding their income. We do not care about any benefits that they receive because the senior companion is totally separate and because they don't, it's just free. And like I said before, the only thing that they have to prove is that they're not driving. If they're driving, that means they're living independently. So
Yes.
basically, this is for anyone who is homebound. Also, the senior companion who is doing the services and receiving the stipend, that stipend is tax exempt.
Oh,
A
wow. So it's
lot
like
of
free money to volunteer.
Yes. So a lot of the volunteers that apply, they are concerned if that income is going to affect any other benefits that they receive, but it does not. So it is tax exempt, and like you said, it's just free money that they get, and extra free money because we understand the prices of gas is really high,
Oof, yes.
and driving from places to places also it helps.
And just to be clear, the stipend that the volunteers get, it's not like they're going to make $100,000 under the table.
Don't we wish? No, actually, the stipend is $3 per hour, and I know it sounds like this is not enough, but because it is a volunteer program, it is not a job, but they are getting something. They do have to volunteer at least 15 hours every week, and the
Okay.
maximum is 40 hours. So it's between 15 and 40 hours. They make up their own schedule, they make up their own hours. We do have to place them with the clients, and they have to stay in their own area. For instance, if someone lives in Cranston, we make sure that they visit a client in Cranston so that way they don't have to be traveling across the state.
Well, that's good. So it's not like you're going to take somebody from Burrowville and have them go down to Westerly.
No, that wouldn't make any sense. No. And besides, the volunteers are also a little older and they don't
Yep.
want to be traveling too far either.
Right.
And we want to make sure that they create a friendship, that they become familiar with their clients, and that they live close by in case they need anything right away.
Right. And if you think about it, with a minimum of 15 hours a week, that's like 3 hours a day, give or take.
Right.
And if you did a smidge more than that 1 week, you'll be bringing home potentially another $200 a month.
Right.
So
Right.
is it a lot of money? No, but it'll help with gas.
But it does help. But I do have a lot of volunteers that they love the program.
Mhm.
They have clients in the morning, clients in the afternoon. They take home biweekly around 350.
Wow.
Biweekly, and
Yeah,
that's
every 2
but
weeks.
because they want to do that. They feel that they want to be active in the community. They have clients morning and afternoon, so the entire week they are out in the community.
So you can have more
Also,
than one person that you're volunteering
oh yeah,
with.
no, yes, you can have as many as you can fit in your schedule.
Sweet.
So but we do have a waiting list for the clients because we don't have enough volunteers right now. During
Okay.
COVID, we lost a few volunteers and a lot of clients, unfortunately. But now we're trying to recruit again, which is this is the time to do it. But I wanted to
Absolutely.
mention also regarding the volunteers and the clients is that by making their own schedule, it is more flexible. It is beneficial for the volunteers also because they are also retired.
Yep.
So they keep themselves active. So there's two parts of the program basically. One that benefits the volunteers in so many ways, and also the clients. So they're both interacting with each other out in the community, active, and making their lives a little more fun
That is
and
awesome.
interesting.
And I'm seeing here on the screen that there's some insurance provided to the volunteers, so they're protected.
Yeah, actually, those the volunteers, they do have to have their own car and their
Mhm.
own insurance. We do provide a gap insurance in case there's something that the insurance didn't pay. If, for instance, if they had an accident while during uh, the volunteer program, if their insurance doesn't pay for something, then we take over and pay for whatever it is that they have to pay.
Awesome. That's amazing. And for the volunteers and for the recipients, is the program available for people who speak other languages?
Absolutely. You can speak Spanish. Right now, I have a lot of Spanish speaking in the community, especially in Providence.
Okay.
I do have a few Haitian that are out in the community helping Haitian community. I also have a few Asian, Chinese, and a lot of Latino, and of course, you know, English
English.
speaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we do is we try to place them with. Oh no, did
No,
I
you're
lose
still
you?
here. Nope, you're still here.
Oh, because I lost my screen. I'm sorry,
That's okay.
I cannot see you.
I can
So
see you.
we do place them with Spanish speaking if they speak Spanish,
Okay.
and whatever is convenient for them.
That is awesome.
Another point, sorry about that.
It's okay.
If we try to create like friendship. Sometimes they are volunteers, they go visit clients, and for some reason their personality doesn't, they don't
They don't
match.
like each other. Yeah.
They're like a matchmaker. So what we do is just we try to give them somebody else and switch them around and make sure that they do get along, because that's the whole point. You don't want to have
Right.
somebody taking you everywhere when you guys don't have the same interest.
Right.
And also regarding pets, if somebody's allergic, we
Right.
have to make sure that they don't go to those places either.
Makes sense. So
Yes.
they can reach you at 462-0569. Is that the best way to get a hold of you?
That's the best way, and also by email. And
All right.
I see it on the screen.
So that's the Jenny.Mercado, MERCADO at OHA.RI.gov.
That's correct. Yes.
That is awesome. Awesome.
I wanted to mention also that besides the stipend and the mileage reimbursement, the volunteers have other benefits. They get paid vacation all the holiday.
Nice.
They get paid for the holidays, state holidays, and vacation and sick time. Whether if it's snowing outside and they close the school system, they can also stay home and get paid for that day. So there's a lot of benefits. There's recognition events that they can attend. Like I said before, during COVID, for the last 2 years, it has been a little difficult, and we haven't done many activities or any events.
Nobody did anything anywhere,
know.
I think, for the last couple of years. But now
Yeah.
we know how to be safer with
Yeah.
COVID.
Especially for that for that age, we have to make sure that they're safe.
Absolutely, 110%. So this has been great. Jenny, I'm so glad. I've been a cheerleader for your program for years.
I know you have, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Deb.
Yeah, thank you for coming on today. This is awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
It's awesome. Have a great day.
So everybody, we went long today, but we had two different amazing speakers who were giving information that is absolutely awesome. So if you missed the first speaker, you can hit the rewind on this. Lots of amazing information about the Senior Medicare Patrol and the Senior Companion Program. And let me tell you, it would be good for all of us if we looked into being a volunteer to go visit folks and just be friends with people. Jenny works really hard to make sure that the folks that you might go visit are a good fit for you and your personality. It really is a great program, and we want to kind of boost those volunteers up. I know we can do it. So I thank you all for coming this week and watching. We've been very long, and it has been amazing. So I look forward to seeing you all next week. And don't forget, put in your calendars a week from tomorrow, our third annual Calling All Veterans Day from 10 to 2 at 2111 Plainfield Pike in Johnston. There's going to be military vehicles, military memorabilia, lots of information and resource providers. If you need a COVID vaccine, you can get a COVID vaccine on site. It's going to be great. It's outside, so we can all be COVID safe, and it's going to be great. You can come out and say hello to me in person. See, I really do have legs. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. In the meantime, be well and be kind.
If you liked this video, please follow us on social media and subscribe on YouTube. For more information, visit rielderinfo.com or call 401-585-0509. If you have any questions, email deb@rielderinfo.com.